Okay, YouTube, all my viewers anyway. Yesterday I went out, well actually the day before yesterday I bought a new baler. I bought the big baler 340, New Holland. Yeah, I swore that I wasn't going to get another New Holland, but I did. The price of the New Holland baler now is insane. I paid $88,300 for this one back a year and a half ago, and the money that I got out of it was not quite 25. Now what the hell was it? It cost me about $11,000 a year to own it, so it was $22,000 less. That's what they gave me for this baler. As you can see, it shines like a new penny. Now, the reason that they gave me that small of an amount for the baler was because the new design came out. The new design balers are, well, in my opinion, I think they're probably the best baler. Well, they are the best baler, or I wouldn't have bought it. I love this baler, don't get me wrong. The baler, and hold on a second. In my opinion, this baler here, all this business right here, is second to none the best. I've never had a stuffer problem. I've never broke this shear pin here. There's a shear bolt there. Oh, I did break it once. What the hell happened? Oh, I forget what happened. Anyways, it wouldn't trip. It wouldn't trip the stuffer, the stuffer. It wouldn't trip it. So, God, what the hell had happened? I think maybe I had left this bar up or something. I don't know, whatever. Anyway, when this thing went down in, it snapped it off. It was no big deal. I just put a new bolt in and it was fine. It took me a little bit to get it to go. But anyways, but for the most part, this baler, as you can see, I mean, it's in awesome shape, has been just an awesome tool. The new balers, this gearbox is pretty much the same. I believe it is the same. This part here is the same. He told me it was the same one. Yeah, it was a Comer gearbox. That's the same. This is no, is this thing? Yeah, no, that's here. They've done a lot of changes on the new one. Like here, this piece here is actually farther forward and angled different. There's no places, there's not really that much room for these things to hang up. This piece here is not there. There's a rubber flap that goes in there. Those tires are much, much bigger. And I will be giving a full review of the new baler when it gets here next week. Alright, I got a little bit of a, well, I guess it's a caution video. I'm going to tag this, obviously it's already tagged to the back of the new big baler video, or the one that I've sold, my BB9080. What this is about is being cautious about borrowing money. 3 days ago I said I pulled the trigger on buying a new baler. I have the money to pay for it because, well, I've got the money to pay for it. But the thing with it is I also have some other bills that need to be paid. My fertilizer bill, they'll lend me all the money that I want. You know, I mean, I've got a credit line of, well, I'm not even going to say what it is, but I've got a pretty good credit line. But that interest rate is 4.25 or 4.35. So I think it's 4.35% interest. Well, I don't really particularly care for another equipment payment. I still have one on this thing here. This is a skid steer that'll be done in March. And I also have an equipment payment on the 8120. Everything else is paid for, I believe. I don't think I have anything else on there. Oh yeah, yeah, they gave me money cheap enough on the mower, the 2303, WD2303, so I still owe a little bit on that yet. So between these three pieces of equipment, I really didn't want to add any more debt load to the farm, or, you know, my debt load. But they offered me the the interest on that thing for 3.5%. And 3.5%, well, if I paid it off, I'd have 3.5%, but if I don't pay it off, then I've still got that interest rate of 4.25 on the, if I pay it off, that on the baler off, then I still have that 4.25 or 4.35 on the fertilizer bill, and it's going to take me a couple, 3 months to get the money together to pay that. So it's, it was just kind of like this crapshoot. Well, anyways, I pulled the trigger and I said I'm going to finance it, and they're like, oh, okay. So they just needed my tax ID number, so I gave them that and my address. Well, 10 minutes later, I get a phone call. Yeah, you're approved. Like, really, that easy? I mean, I just financed $60,660 at 3.5%, and within 10 minutes, I had the money. Well, I bought that sawmill, and before the sawmill was, to get the sawmill here, it was easy for me to take out a loan on the sawmill and then pay it off when I got it, which is what I did. But the thing is, that was another thing. 10 minutes, I was approved. So what it seems to me is that it is extremely easy to get a lot of money for anything. I walked in, I got 60 grand right off the bat. They'd have probably financed the whole entire amount if I wanted to keep the old baler, which was an option. I was honestly thinking of keeping the 9080 and just putting it in the shed there for a backup, but I didn't. I sold it. The other thing that where was I going with this thing? Oh, the other thing is that the ag economy right now is seemingly extremely good. You could say that corn is higher than it ever was, soybeans are higher than it ever was, and yeah, a bushel of beans is worth what, 13 bucks, 12, 13 bucks right now? I don't even know. I haven't even looked at the markets, but that's about what I thought they were. Corn somewhere around 7 bucks in this area. Yeah, it sounds great, doesn't it? Well, 15 years ago, we were getting $3.25 a bushel for corn, but seed was $40 a bag, not $240 to $340 a bag. Herbicide is about the same now to apply the herbicides you need as it was 15 years ago. Fuel oil, 70 cents a gallon. Today, $3, I bought it yesterday, $3.24.9 for farm fuel, or off-road diesel fuel. So there you have it. I mean, fuel and equipment. Think about this. John Deere tractor, top of the line. I'm thinking about rebuilding that 4960. Well, that 4960 is a 1994, so that thing is almost 20 years old. This is 19 years old. That tractor was, I believe, about $65,000 brand new. So that 8120, that's a 2005. I bought it used. It was $95,000. It had 4,000 hours on it, brand new. You're looking at well over $200,000 for a tractor that size, or comparable, close to 200,000, right around there. So everything has increased. Corn planters, right down to tillage equipment. So before you go ahead and pull the trigger on big pieces of equipment, just understand that everything is much more expensive now than it used to be. When I bought my first new big baler, I bought it in 2004. I paid $62,000 for it. They paid me $65,000 for it when it was trashed. When it was trashed, they paid me I made money on that baler, nothing but money. It didn't cost me anything to use it, to own it. This time around, I got $65,000 for a baler I paid $88,300 for. And now the new baler was listed at $157,000, but by the time the discounts and everything were done, then it was, I ended up with $125,640, I think. So, yeah, $125,000, that's a shit pile of money. I mean, really, 62 to, it's more than double than the first new baler that I bought. My first used baler I paid $18,000 for. It was used. It was used maybe 5 years. It was 5 years old. It was a New Holland 2000. Anybody that's ever owned one of them things, well, they worked, but they didn't work well. The new ones, boy, they work. yeah, so, you know, I'm 40 years old. If I was 20 years old and somebody said, hey, you want $60,000 to buy a piece of equipment for 3.5%, you know, that sounds like a good deal. But the thing is, you got to pay it back. So just be careful out there. The ag economy is higher. I just think we're handling more dollars than we ever did before. And the reality of it is, we're still making the same money we did back 15 years ago. It's just everything is so much more expensive, and instead of your bottom, you know, your gross income is, you know, well, I say it's now it's say 1.2 million a year. 15 years ago it was $450,000. Fertilizer bill has tripled, quadrupled since then. Your fuel bill's quadrupled. Everything's quadrupled. Equipment has quadrupled. So, in essence, you're making less money. But anyways, thanks for watching.